5, en 4, en 3, en 2. ¡Tit! Ya ganó.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Fantastic Comics Presents. This is our 38th episode. We do this weekly, every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock Pacific time. How y'all doing? Let me reach back here and turn this fan off. It's annoying me. It's a little warm here right now, so forgive me if I sound like I'm wiping my brow. It probably is true. For those of you that don't know, we are my name is Yule. Welcome. This is my show. I own Fantastic Comics in Berkeley, California. You can see the address down below. You can reach us at fantasticcomics.net, or you could find us on Instagram or Twitter, Facebook. We usually answer those. I wish I could get it funneled down to just one. That would be nicer, but that'll be the next work in progress after so many other ones I have to do. I'm a little afraid to turn on the camera, not because you'll see my face, because you are seeing my face right now. I don't know if the video is going to be crummy or not. I have it on good authority. I have a good camera, and I have it on good authority. My computer's fine. But nobody on good authority has come over and helped me with it. So I went back to the old way just as I thought the new way was going to be okay. And I'm sorry. So we might go back to this, or maybe I'll go back to another picture. When I was even younger, I could bring up the when I was at San Diego Comic Convention with Tyler. Look at me. Look at me there. Rob Van Dam. We got him over to take a picture, and it was awesome. I mean, other than that, nothing happened. So it was that awesome. Let's say hi to people in the chat. Of course, Fantinuum is here. From the other room, we have Jilby Pill. Christopher's here. Hey, Christopher. How's it going? And we have Joe. 47771. Or should I go 47771? Damn, what is Ruby doing here? Oh, wait, watching baseball. So in and out of the chat. Got you. Yeah, oh, Corey, if only. They came back and scored 7 runs, but their relief pitching allowed some runs as they were catching up. So it wasn't to be, and You know what? Since we're talking about the Dodgers and baseball really quick, I would like to share with you a commercial that I did for the Wrestling Council. The Wrestling Council is a YouTube show that I do on Thursdays where we talk about the week of wrestling. Coffee Junkie's here. Hello, Coffee Junkie. Bruja's here. Hey, Bruja. Who's playing? Well, not the Dodgers. The Astros are playing against the Tampa Bay Rays. Okay, so I want to show you this commercial I made, and it kind of goes along with the whole Dodgers losing thing. If you're enjoying this presentation of the Wrestling Council, do us a favor and check out the Wrestling Council t-shirt that's available on bonfire.com. You can check out a whole bunch of different colors. There's all sorts of sizes to choose from, and if you're at all enjoying what I'm bringing to the table, you may check out the Heel Yule t-shirt. If you're a fan of heels in wrestling, if you're a fan of mine, or if you just want to hate on the Dodgers and really bad pitching decisions, this might be the shirt for you. Again, in all sorts of colors. And there you go. All right. Before I start the cam, let's introduce my co-host for the evening, Bruja. Bruja, how's it going?
Pretty good. Just got my Halloween costume delivered, so that's a nice little fun thing that I should be able to show off pretty soon.
Do you want to tell us what it is, or do you want to save that as a surprise?
Well, I still have to
Is this an OnlyFans thing, or?
Well, I mean, everything is for OnlyFans, really. No, I mean...
Before and after.
Exactly, yeah. No, it's the Ragnarok Hela, so I got the, like, green and black bodysuit. See, that's expensive, but, like, I want the swords, and I want the headdress, but I've been wanting to do this as like a regular cosplay for years now. And like, it's definitely going to be one of those costumes that I'm going to add pieces to through time. Cause like, it's so expensive to get that kind of stuff. And especially with a character as ornate as Hela, it's like, I've tried to look for the crowns and you can't find them for less than like $50 to $75.
Damn. And are they heavy, do you think?
Oh, I'm sure. Like, even just looking at the materials, like, the size of it alone, like, just moving it, it could be, like, PVC light plastic, and even just the resistance of having to move something that big would be...
Oh, there we go.
But I can do the black wig. Nice basic with that.
Here, I'll show a picture of that. There you go, like that.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, see, I really want the two swords, but that's going to be even more expensive than the headdress to acquire.
Right. Now, let's see what the comic version looks like. Pretty similar. Actually, I always thought they got Hela pretty right in the movie for the most part.
They did. I have a lot of the, like, Simonson posters and stuff up in my house, and like I'll look at them all the time, and just like even just the line details on her bodysuit, they're not, you know, perfect obviously, but it's really true to the original comic design, and I appreciate that.
I think they did that for the most part with Thor. Obviously, I mean, obviously they made Heimdall black, so that was a thing. But other than that, his look was very much like you'd expect.
Yeah, especially like with the like starry eyes and stuff. Like he was such a good character too. They did him so dirty. Like I love Ragnarok, but what they did to the Warriors 3 absolutely destroyed me. And then, you know, just everything with Heimdall, like all of the deaths are so nobody got a good enough death for as good of characters as they are. Like Hogun was the only one that had like any kind of fight, but both like Fandral and Volstagg, they were just like and they're out and done. So it was just, like those, like Volstagg is one of my absolute top favorite characters.
The voluminous Volstagg, right?
True. Yes.
Yes.
And it's just like the fact that they killed him off like that after barely having any of the Warriors 3 do all that. Like in the original Thor, with like the Destroyer and stuff, they had some good screen time, but you know, we didn't really get to see much of like the characters that we can read in like the Marvel fanfares and like all of the single issues that are focused around that. Like there's so much more to their characters than we saw in the movies. So just the fact that they're now like universe dead is so like upsetting to me, because you know, we can theoretically have prequels and go back and still explore them more, but do you really think that's going to happen? Exactly. So I'm just kind of like, one of my favorite characters is already written out of the Marvel universe. So.
Well, there's always another IP for them to mine and go forward. And, you know, I was just because we were having problems with cameras, I was going to bring up this article about Disney. And I guess they had a shareholders meeting recently. So pay attention, Star Wars and Marvel U fans.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're like, you know, COVID, and you got to think, like, they had a year where they were putting out, like, there were $7 billion movies, and they had, like, most of them. If not all of them, I can't remember.
And, like, the success of Mandalorian, too, was absolutely, like, it blew so much of other TV out of the water.
And that's what we're seeing. Disney, on their conference call, was like, you know, even though COVID happened, we were already looking at, you know, digital service, you know, for people. You know, they want to invade, you know, the mouse wants to be in your home at all times. And if they can do that and then charge you another $25 for a movie, they're going to, you know. And, you know, you got your Mandalorians, and if they can just like crowd, and they're cheaper than an HBO. And if they can just, but, you know, it's family entertainment. That's the thing. You know, if you ever want to get anything edgy at all, don't go see a Disney Channel movie.
No, HBO Max for that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you would hope, but even then, we have seen already where they've said, "Oh, we're not going to have that episode on this," like South Park, you know. And I'm just saying.
On that.
Well, I mean, it's just a fact, you know. If I'm a South Park fan and I want to have the option of not wanting to see that episode on my own, you know. And there's already been episodes that have been like stripped from the public, you know. Oh, I see. You held my hand up. Well, let's see if this helps.
Did you watch the quarantine episode yet?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
You did. What do you think of it?
Why don't you tell me what you thought so we can see how I am in a second.
Oh, well, I watched some of it, but it was just South Park has gotten to the point to where it's too real. So just like I like that show and I'll definitely watch it, but sometimes I'm just like, this is too much of what I already am like scrolling about and trying to avoid on my Facebook, and I don't know if I actually, honey, did I finish that episode of that episode of South Park?
All right, well, I watched it. I was very excited to see it, and you know, I actually thought that them having an episode during the quarantine, I mean, we know that they are notorious for writing the episode, you know, the week before or the days before the week before, and, you know, making an episode really quick. And all during this time, you know, they were probably, I mean, and far be it from me to tell people how to work necessarily, unless they were for me, I guess. You know, it would have been nicer if they could have gotten something out a little bit in between, but I thought it was funny. I mean, Jill was saying how everything's always so Randy centric, and we would have liked to have seen more of the kids, so we didn't.
Yeah, that is actually kind of what got, like, the one thing that stood out to me was what the cure was Randy jerking it on weed.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
it's all. I mean, I guess so. I guess that's all. Well, no, that wasn't it.
So like I said, I didn't finish it, but I think that's about where I was like, okay, I need a cigarette, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna go now.
No, it was. There was more to it. There was like a. So Randy was going out, and I mean, maybe he was. Maybe it was just. Oh no, you know what? Yeah, it was. That was the end. Well, we found out that everybody was getting mustaches as a result.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, and then at the end there was, and it was okay. It wasn't the greatest.
Okay, so it's not just me. Like I was trying to watch it, but I was just like, it was long, and I didn't know it was going to be a long one. So I just like, I was having a hard time getting into it because it just got so weird. And like, yeah, everything. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Randy. Like, he's fine, but it's a lot of it is getting really Randy centric, and I just want to know what the hell is going on with the kids.
Mm-hmm. Maybe South Park, like so many other things. There was an article. Wait, was an art? There was a gentleman who did a long ass video about Superman and whether or not he's been played out basically. And there was a lot of discussion over the week about people talking about whether or not Superman was worthwhile. And I just recently saw someone talk about Spider-Man. And when you have these IPs that have been around forever, maybe they have gone too far.
Well,
Maybe
we keep getting people like Miles Morales, and then like I don't know his name, but there's the new Superman, the Chinese
right.
Superman. So I mean, just because people aren't like getting enough creativity and ideas to further develop these characters doesn't mean there isn't possibility. It's just, yeah, when you have somebody like Superman who's like what 80 years old, that's a lot of content to go through. So you do have to like dig in some deep creativity. And when you start to change the characters, that is when you'll lose some fan base, you'll gain some new fan base, and it's a change that sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. And it's definitely interesting to see what these long-standing characters try to do to stay interesting.
Yeah, and then there was the all the movies come out, and then they're mining just those little nuggets of awesome and they're just putting it in one movie, maybe 3 or 4 things in this movie, and you don't have the palate cleansers. You just have little jokes in between, like the Warriors 3 and Thor. I kind of feel like they were just like joke characters for the most part. Like, hey, we're here to make light. Well, this serious conversation happens.
But I mean, how many comic characters do we have though? We have like thousands of them. So like, while we have these characters that we know, that we're familiar with, that we love, that are popular, like sometimes it is time to move on because there's only more characters being developed every day, and then even more being forgotten about that have been around for years. So I would like more variety in the types of characters that are explored, but I still love my Superman and Thor and everything. I started trying to get a little bit more into Superman. I've been watching the Fleischer cartoons again, and they're so good.
Oh, those Fleischers are excellent.
They're so pretty.
Yeah.
Like for what is it, the 40s? I think he was drawing them.
Yeah, I think that might be right.
Maybe. I want to say it started in like 1941, but even just like that opening scene where there's like an asteroid or something happening, that's comparable to like the animation and things like Iron Giant. which, you know, is also hand drawn. It's a Brad Bird movie, and they're absolutely stunning movies. And that one is like, that show is old, so it's
Right.
so good, and it actually makes me like Superman. So
Those are excellent.
it's-
Hold on about Superman for a second. I want to go to Diablo really quick about South Park.
yeah.
Randy would have to sell it in concentrate for people to not notice semen in their weed or on their weed. For sure. Breaking it up, I'm like, oh, I got all this sticky. Ew. What is that?
Why is this salty?
What's this all about? And I mean, yeah, depending on his diet, it might be very salty. Exactly. Jilby Pill asks, and this is about Superman and all that other stuff. Do fans of superheroes really just want retreads of old stories? Sometimes it feels that way. What they want is a real exciting story that has the illusion of change, and at the same time, nothing changes the character at all, ultimately.
It's true. That's why reboots are like such a thing right now, because people, they get something, like they get a Spider-Man movie. It's not exactly what they wanted, so they want it again, but a little different in the way they wanted more. So it's just like this proliferation of all of these movies of these same characters, because like people did go and see them and they're like, I want more Spider-Man because this isn't what I actually wanted.
Right. And then here we have we'll get to Joe in just a second, but Moby's all back to basics. Well, you know, when I was trying to break into comics, the rule was this. You wrote a story. So you wrote a proposal, 1-page little proposal, and a 3-sentence breakdown of everything that you wanted to have happen. And the story is supposed to follow that nothing happens, but it's exciting, and at the end something is learned, you know, that type of thing. And then hopefully they would one day be really, really late in making a comic book, or they realize they need a backlog of stories, and what they'll do is they'll just print it up, or they'll create it, pay you a check, and then some year it might come out, and if not, it'll be part of like a summer special, if you're lucky. And if not, there's a lot of comic stories that are out there from like the 60s, 70s, and 80s, but they don't do those backlog stories like they used to. There are plenty of new indie characters. Well, that's for sure. If we're not talking about some chick in space that's robbing something, or some lady with a gun that's robbing something in some city, or some hired assassin that's a lady that's doing something, or some magic people that are ladies that are, I don't know. There's not, I'm just joking. I don't think there's a lot of IP-worthy characters for the most part. There are IP-worthy stories like Old Guard or Magic Order or whatever Greg Rucka is writing tomorrow. Stuff from Vault and other companies are obviously courting Netflix or Sci-Fi or whatever. And there's definitely something that's out there, but I don't think there's like a Spider-Man necessarily or a Superman. And very rarely is there anything like that. Who cares about Booster Gold? I do. I care about Alpha Flight, but, you know, it's not a comic book for a reason. It didn't sell. Let's see who else. Fantinuum. That's why Batman versus Superman failed. I don't know. Did it fail? Did you see that? I didn't see it, by the way. Batman Superman.
I've seen it like 3 times, and for the life of me, I don't remember bullshit of it because it's just not good. I couldn't get into it. Like everybody I know, just like it's not good. No one likes it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see here. Oh, I heard that this was good. Oh wait, you said this. I heard Doom Patrol is good. Okay, so here's the TV that I heard was excellent. This is great because I have Rorschach #1 right here, which comes out today or tomorrow if you come in the comic store on Wednesdays. And I guess Watchmen was excellent for HBO.
It was.
I had a buddy telling me about it. And then another good customer came in the other day and told me The Boys was excellent.
Oh, yeah.
I said I read The Boys and I don't really, The Boys. Oh, I gotta watch it, he said. So I guess I have to watch it. I'll put that in the queue of things I have to watch. I need 2 more losses to watch. Before I
bad right now?
It's looking horrible. Horrible, I tell you. And I'm not talking about it anymore. I'm wearing this because I could have easily put on the Lakers hat. Let's wear some Lakers, some winning, but you gotta
put the energy out there. Try to get the positivity.
Exactly.
The mental energy you're trying to.
Let me tell you, they have, when you listen to Atlanta broadcasts, they have commercials for God on them. I swear to God, they have commercials about God.
Like Christian Yahweh.
Have you thought about God today? You should think about him. Just a few seconds out of every day, and you should...
I think about my God every day.
Oh, man. You're talking about my God. No, I'm talking about the overarching God over Loki, The evil God.
Oh, so you mean Odin.
No, there's an over God. All gods answer to this one evil God that's so jealous, he tamps them down.
Yeah, Yahweh.
Yeah, is that what it is?
That's technically his name.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. Bruja. Anytime you want to listen to her theorize on religion in the nude, join her OnlyFans account.
Oh, man, that would be so great.
This is tonight's taste thesis.
Well, because back in the Greek days with Socrates, Plato, he was a wrestler. They wrestled the nude, so it's completely normal to be nude and a philosopher. Come on, let's go talk about some religion. We can.
If there's a warm spring, I'm okay with philosophizing with someone in the buff. Maybe in a sauna, but. I don't know, just sitting in a gymnasium, I'm not down with that.
Oh yeah, no, that's what they do.
After some naked nude wrestling. Naked nude.
No, let's take a drive up somewhere, get a nice tan or something. Do you see how white I need some color.
So let's do this. Are you okay? I don't know who's roboting on here.
You're lagging.
I know, but Jill says I'm not, so I'm confused about the whole thing. Someone tell me in the chat who's lagging, Bruja or Yule. Oh, let me get our names up. Oh, I do. I just have to do this. There we are. With a bunch of naked old men, exactly. All right. So, if you don't want to see naked dudes, right?
Don't watch them.
You just look at all of them. You know what I mean?
True. It's true. No, I just started. Did you happen to watch the HBO miniseries Chernobyl?
No.
Oh my God. I watched it the day it came out. I freaking love that show. It's one of the best shows on TV ever. But I started watching it again last night, and somehow I completely forgot that there is a scene with dozens of guys just around naked and up and around, and I'm just oh yeah, all the dicks.
All right. Would you like to hear an idea that I had?
Yes.
For perverts, okay?
Ooh, all yeah. Right.
So Jill and I were watching an HBO program called The Lovejoys. No, it's some minister family. I can't remember. The OJs. I don't know, something like that. And they it was really good. I liked it a lot, but there was a lot of penis in it. And it's not watching a Kevin Bacon movie where he shows his hog or anything like that. It's like fat guys with little dicks, more like Harvey Keitel type thing.
Yep, Chernobyl.
Yeah. Oh, very good. Real life, or as we like to say, HBO.
No, it was super real. Like, the main guy is burly, big beer belly. Like, the characters that you see naked are all a bunch of minors. So they're big men. And they're not exactly, like bodybuilder muscular. They're real muscular. So, yeah,
right.
There's one scene where the main builder is just like walking directly up to the camera, and it's he's a very healthily built man, but he's a little bit larger, so the way he's not exactly flopping around is refreshingly real.
All right, so for a long time it was always maybe we saw some butt or boob, probably not any bush, and nothing in a regular movie. And nothing from a dude other than a butt, maybe. Right. And every once in a while, Harvey Keitel is doing his thing, right? Other than that, who else is Kevin Bacon?
Hollow Man. I think that was actually the first like movie penis I had ever been like, that is a full on penis.
Let's just say Kara Sedgwick ain't letting him go nowhere. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I'm assuming they're still together. Say what?
Willem Dafoe too.
Oh, really?
Oh, do you not know?
What, you mean the Green Goblin? No, I had no idea.
Okay, yeah. So quick little trivia.
I don't really pay attention to penis too often, believe it or not.
Okay, well, I give $5 ratings if anybody wants me to, give them a nice little description of what I think of. But no, in I believe it's not Nymphomania, it's Antichrist, the Lars von Trier movie, Antichrist. They actually had to have a double fill in for him for the sex scenes because people were just so confused at how big his penis was. And apparently it's just massive, like absolutely confusing.
Willem Dafoe.
Same thing with John Hamm, also apparently confusingly big.
Huh. Interesting.
I don't know.
Confusingly. It's not that it's wider than it is long. And that's the thing that's weird about it.
Yeah, Chodes. I could say a lot about that.
Focus, Yule. No. This is great. I focus in not seeing penis. So anyway, this is what I was saying. All right, you have those pervs that like to masturbate in the corner while girls are forced to sit and watch, right? Now you have all this proliferation of penises in programming. Maybe that's just another way for these pervs to show their junk, if you know what I mean.
I can positively 100% tell you that's exactly what it is.
Ha ha ha! I got a workaround. You got to film my dick now. Oh. It ain't harassment if you got to do it for your job.
Yep.
I'm just being real here.
Oh God. The things that I could tell you to just confirm your suspicions in this.
They're fucking creeps is what they is.
They really are. I straight up had guys literally just like in my DMs on Twitter send me a dick pic being like, you made me hard, and then never say anything again. And then
that's it. That's the think of it as an award. If you can have all these awards lined up behind you, it would be quite an achievement. Think about it that way. Well, I myself, and I know I'm courting this by saying this, have never received a dick pic before.
Weirdly, I never did either until very, very recently.
Wait, don't show. No, I'm just joking. What is this now? Dudes, get into the Halloween spirit. If you're going to send a dick pic, send a picture of your empty hand instead. Tell you're holding a ghost stick. Oh, I like that. In fact, use this technique on... Oh, well, come on now. There's somebody... I mean, you never know unless you do. You know what I mean? There's freaks out there. Bruja.
It's
We
true.
don't know what, I mean, come on.
You know, I'm on FetLife enough to the point where I can. I know.
I mean, and in no way am I saying, like, if you don't dig it, that it's no big deal, because it's a big deal. But you seem like the kind of person that can handle it.
If you knew the kind. We'll have to after hours, and I'll let you in on some stuff. I have a couple of people that keep asking me, like, so when are you going to start a sexy podcast? And I'm like,
if you ever
what are you?
if you ever want to get connected with someone that does a program like that, sometimes you could have face off and everything. You don't have. You could do it like this, but without illustrated art. Or maybe someday we'll do it on the other channel, and we'll talk.
I mean, gods know I got plenty of stories and information.
I want to start with talking about your mom. Can we do that?
You know, that's a massive story too.
I just want the tip of that iceberg. The tip of that nipple. That's all. The nipple of that iceberg.
Oh, and she got big icebergs too, so that's a lot to chip away at.
All right, very. Let's talk about some comic books.
Yeah, I actually read a bunch this week, so like I'm all I'm back in the mood for like I got my nice big stack, and I'm like,
right.
I can actually know what's happening in comics again now. It feels so good.
All right, let me see what I gotta do here. Oh shoot. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of mine together really quick, because I want to talk to you about it, and then I want to bring up a conversation about it. Firstly, I've got a video that I made for it. I worked really hard. Here it is. No one told you life was gonna be this way. That's it. I don't want to get a copyright strike.
You know what? It's now that I have been doing video editing and stuff, like I know how hard that stuff is.
Do the words. Do it this way. No one told you life was gonna be this way. All right, what is getting it together? Let me let me turn my camera off. I hate having my camera on when I talk about comic books. I don't know why, but it just feels weird. All right, here we go. Getting it together. Hey, look, everybody. This is a comic book written by Sina Grace, and I assume Omar Spahi is the artist, and then there's all sorts of other people involved. Who cares? All right, so the story starts with Sam. He's on the bad side of a breakup, and our main character who's narrating everything is this guy right here. I'm going to call him... I know. I'm going to call him... so in Friends, there was Ross and Rachel, right? No, Ross and Monica. Monica was the girl from Scream.
Yes.
Okay. Or the Bruce Springsteen video. Okay.
Yeah, Courtney Cox.
Okay, and then this guy would be David Schwimmer right here. Okay. And his sister broke up with this dude. In fact, they're gonna have like an open relationship, and I guess she slipped really quick, and it upset this guy, and he called her bad names. Sam, you suck. Oh, here's Monica. Or no, not Monica. This would be Rachel right here. Okay. Rachel is related to Monica, though, in this situation. Okay. It's very... Or maybe I'm wrong. I can't... No. Yes, that's what it is.
Point is there's all sorts of interpersonal related family drama and shit.
Exactly. Meanwhile, this guy's gay.
Oh, of course.
Because Sina Grace always... So Sina Grace famously wrote the Iceman comic about Iceman being gay. He was not responsible for Iceman being gay, and we have seen things written by Sina Grace after the fact, which leads us to believe that he was given no chance to write anything other than stereotypical Bobby Drake is a gay man, gay guy, gay.
Really?
And it sucks because Cena Grace got a lot of heat, okay?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I see. Only gay men can write gay characters. That makes sense. And yeah, only whoever can write whoever. And it's what's kind of like a lot of art has become that way recently.
Yeah.
And it's very scary to broach a subject you're not supposed to broach without people getting up in arms. So anyway, this guy's gay. And he's been dating this dude too. Anyway, you know, he's like, no, about talk. Anyway, he meets up with the dude. The dude's a bald white guy with bad patchy beard. And he's listening to his sister play. They're called the Nip Slips, by the way. Great name.
Cool.
And here they are after post coitus egress. I don't know.
Coital egress. Yeah.
Yeah. They're having a little funny conversation about this guy at the bar or at the coffee shop, and when he gets up, he was sounding next to him, and then they talk about sounding, and it's like, what's sounding? And then we get to learn about some sort of weird thing that people do. It's like a rusty venture for those of you at home.
Yeah, a little bit.
Everybody has a different conversation about what sounding really is. Anyway, or maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, the guy asked to borrow his coat. And he's all right, question mark. And then this guy's all, don't trust that dude. Don't trust that dude. He steals everything. He doesn't have a permanent address, etc., etc. He's like, God, why do I always get stuck with these kinds of dudes? And then there's a party on the top of this building where the Nip Slips are playing, and everything gets solved in the end. All right. I thought it was okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say that didn't exactly enthrall me into wanting to read it like your descriptions and stuff normally do.
Well, you know, I mean, it's just telling. I don't want to tell everything that happens. You're gonna find out that, you know, they're gonna have everything got solved at the end of this, sort of, and it just felt very Ross and Rachel. It was Friends without all the humor, or really any humor, and also kind of talking about how people can't write certain things without certain people being that certain way. My thought is this. There's been a lot of people looking at Friends after the fact, and rather than just saying this is a shit show, because it was a shit show, but it did what it did, all they do is they poke at the fact that they're fat shaming people, or gay shaming people, or whatever shaming people. And it's like, it was a stupid ass show. It just passed the time, and the second season was great if you like Nip Slips. I mean, really, they were out there like crazy. That's Friends. I don't think that this book has anything.
They must have like ranked up the AP.
I totally think that's what they did. The AC was on all the way to the top. It was always on.
They did not wear bras, period.
No, they were skinny ladies with, you know, the breasts out. It was great. The late 90s were wonderful.
A lot of the 90s.
You know, I'm just joking. But what I'm really saying is this. This book feels like you can't go in the future 20 years and take a look at this and be offended by anything like you can Friends. And that's what this book really is. It was okay. I liked the characters. They were very well fleshed out, and I enjoyed reading what I read. I kind of went in and was like, who cares, blah, 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 blah. And ultimately it was okay, but that's all it was. And if you're even looking at it like you look at, Friends was a shit show. This is a shit show, you know. It does what it does because you like it, but some person 20 years down the line probably isn't going to look at this and go, ugh.
So it was more an edifying read than necessarily an enjoyable read.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice enough. It's a 5-issue miniseries, and I think if you know a friend that wants to read something, a slice of life, 20-something type thing, it's still good. It's just not as humorous as Friends, if you ever thought that was humorous.
Mm-hmm.
What's this woof woof?
Yeah, that's what I was like. What is Gizmo doing now?
All right, hold on a sec. Let's take a look. Okay. Adventure Call. I know what Adventure Call is. If you, yeah, I can't remember the name of the program. It's like Lemmy or something like that. But I think it's on Netflix. And Adventure Call is a call-in show where you tell the the guide what you're supposed to do. You know, you're going through a mysterious castle. You go to the left, on the right there's a swamp, and ahead there's a man with a sword. What do you do? And it's always some asshole on the other end wasting his time. It's pretty funny. Okay, so let's talk about one of your comics. Let me get that up for you. Hold on one sec. Here it is. All right, let me turn me off. Let me share screen. And we are going to talk about Strange Academy, right?
Yeah.
All right. Is this the first picture you gave me?
It is the first picture. It's nowhere near the first panel. I have a bunch more pictures up on my blog, so you can see a little bit more variety without either of us getting tagged for copyright or anything. But
oh yeah,
I'm really digging this series. It's by Scotty Young, and the artist is Humberto Ramos. And
I love Ramos.
I know, right? Like, I haven't read a terrible lot by him, artist done by him, but everything that I've read that he's done is just always so good. And I love the way that he does the magic in this one, because everything is just so vibrantly colorful, and it's just like so palpable in the energy that he puts into, like, it's almost Kirby-esque with the way that he just does things like magical swirls and just like the energy of some of the characters. Like, there's this fairy character who, she literally just doesn't sleep. She flits around and she's way too positive. And you can feel this in the art. But it's a really great little series, and I'm super upset that it's on hold with the pandemic, because right as it started getting really rolling is the end of the third issue. And what we have going on is this girl here, Emily Bright. She is born with magical powers. She's not a mutant. We don't know where her magical powers come from, but she writes to Doctor Strange to say, I have these powers, I don't understand them, and they're getting more powerful. I need help. So she is out one day and she's under this tree, but thing happens, I don't want to spoil it, to where anybody who knows anything about the Marvel universe in magic is traded, and it is not something that is just used without some kind of a consequence. So what Emily
Can I interrupt you for a second?
Yeah.
Case in point, what, like Doctor Strange, he has to eat this like really sick, disgusting food in order to feed himself with all the magic that he used.
Is that what he does?
Yeah, it's like it was in the Jason Aaron ones, and his fridge has like all these living things that are like trying to poke out and just are really foul to eat.
Okay,
but he has to do that. Anyway, go ahead.
That is something that is slightly discussed and alluded to in this series, and that's one of the things that we're left on a cliffhanger on, because she doesn't realize that there is a trade of magical energy until that last panel. The trees started attacking her because she exuded a lot more energy than she had before. But in that action with the tree getting possessed and coming to attack her, it kind of beacons the right people to find her. So there's this academy, the Strange Academy, and one of the teachers comes and like takes her mutant style from her family, and they take her to this academy, and these are our students here. But this school isn't like any of the mutant academies or the schools or anything that we know typically from most familiar comics. We have a whole different cast of magical beings, everything being from the son of Dormammu, Doyle.
That's that red dude in the back there.
Yeah,
The
that's
fire guy.
Yeah, Doyle Dormammu. And then
Doyle.
I'm like, really? Doyle Dormammu? But like we have the great granddaughter of Marie Laveau, the voodoo priestess. One of the teachers is Dr. Voodoo. Some of the students are things like a frost giant, something from...
Oh, that was in the last picture right there.
Yeah, that's Gus. She's too big to fit in the classroom, so they have a lot of classes outdoors.
Is Loki an instructor?
He is, which he has not been in the series much. He's like maybe 5 panels, but if he is potentially at all actually going to be featured as a teacher, I am so down for this series. But like we have Asgardians, we have fairies, we have this kid in front with the black jacket that's pointing. I don't know what he does yet, but he's got some like serious magical powers, and we don't know what they are yet.
Just to let you all know, the very first issue of Strange Academy is very expensive right now.
Really?
I heard it's like upwards of $60 for some of the different covers. It's because all these characters are introduced in this first issue.
Appearance. Yeah, I was actually reading about that.
Yeah, and so like this is as far as you might care about, you know, comics being investments. Actually, I wouldn't say buying it now is the investment.
You should have already bought it.
Exactly, but if you want it and you are feared that it might be like over $100 eventually, you better get it now.
Well, you know, because these characters, the way that they're building these characters are so freaking cool, because we have Eldrick and Alvi, these like Asgardian looking twins that kind of remind me of more Metro Thunderstrike, let's say. And like just the difference in types of magical beings we have. There is so much cool potential with I think, who is it? It's Doyle Dormammu and one of the Asgardians that get roomed together as roommates, and they hate each other. But you know, the whole series has a lot of very typical boarding school teen drama kind of stuff, like just getting used to your roommates and placement, and you like it's also really cute in how it touches on teen issues like absentee parents or being an orphan or foster home. So for as bright and fun and magically based of a title as it is, it seems to have a lot of really good little social commentaries to it. And here, what we're seeing here, Emily is told by this lady to get her fortune read and that it's important, but then Emily says not to. So then Doyle Dormammu gets his fortune read, and we see one panel of all sorts of stuff that makes me think they're going for something really big in having people like Asgardians and the son of Dormammu and the great granddaughter of Marie Laveau, and which like they're building up to something cataclysmic big with just all of these types of characters. And what the school does is it teaches them like Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters style how to hone their powers. But at one point, Emily asks one of the teachers, like, you said when we're outside of the school, there's a balance of magic that can't be played with. And if we take it too much, that's how the bad things happen. So how can we use so much magic in the school? And she's told that while the students are at the school, everything is taken care of. But then later in one of the issues, we see the teachers talking in the teacher lounge, and the teacher who was asked that telling the rest of the teachers that the students are starting to ask about why they can use magic here. And Brother Voodoo is like, we had to do what we had to do. So we just need to teach the students and get things done. So it makes me think there's some not great intentions behind this panel is great because this is all of them teaching with the Ancient One how to open their third eye, and all the cases that they're doing is literally them trying to physically break out the third eye. And Emily is, of course, the only one that can do it. And when she actually breaks out that magic, that's when some of the art gets really damn cool.
All right.
But there's just a lot going on. Magic is one of the teachers.
Yeah.
But the teachers, there's a lot going on with. Not all of them seem to have the best intentions for the students, and I'm thinking there's probably like some kind of a magical war that they're trying to turn them into soldiers for. Because I was about to spoil something.
Don't spoil it.
Yeah, because it's a really hard cliffhanger. Like
really,
in the last few pages is when we finally get hint to whatever antagonist is on the other side, because the entire time through the first 3 issues we just see the students trying to deal with their own magic and how to adjust to the school, and then there's the slight illusion of the teachers being a little dishonest about how the magic is used in the school. And then towards the end of the 3rd issue we see that there is another different antagonist, and I'm like, what is going on? And like, we don't have any kind of a schedule for when anything else comes out, right?
You keep talking. Oh no, I can't do this while I'm sharing my screen.
You can't click into. Well, I mean, I can.
You talk, and I'll look.
I got a thingy here.
Oh no, I got it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. But it's a fun series, and the art is just so beautifully vibrant, and with the types of characters that we have between like a fairy and a frost giant, and we do see people like Scarlet Witch is a teacher, Magic is a teacher, Shaman is a teacher. There are other teachers that are mentioned.
Wait, Shaman from Alpha Flight?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, here, let
me see. All right, I ordered already. Whoops. It's coming out 6/3. Let me go back in time and see when it's really coming out.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, are you talking about it's coming out next year?
No, I'm just joking.
Okay. So
Right,
I don't want to
wait. 10/28 is number 4. So the end of this month. I have number 3, by the way.
Oh, okay, definitely.
You got number 3 already.
Yeah, I have 1, 2, and 3.
So this is your big book, huh? You like Strange Academy?
Yeah, I'm really liking it because
nice.
Like you can see, you have all sorts of like really cool different classrooms.
Hey Ray, I think there might not be as much inking in this one as Marvel comics are apt to do, or as comics these days are apt to do.
Yeah, it's a little more pastel.
Yeah, that's what it usually ends up kind of looking like. Let me get you close up, see if this will work. But I and also Scotty Young is the writer of this.
Yeah,
one.
not the artist.
Not the artist. He'll do some covers. No, these are great looking characters though. And like I said, it's a very hot book. Hot book. All right, don't show me everything.
Yeah.
I haven't read all my issues yet.
Well, at least at this very moment, like the one thing about this series is it does feel a little like there's not a whole lot of development happening. So like there's nothing really being spoiled if you just flip through it a little bit, because the first 2 issues really just builds up the tension to the end of the 3rd. So for the most part, you're just going through classes and people are adjusting to life.
Yeah.
But I really can't wait for the 4th issue. If it's the end of this month, oh God, I thought I was going to have to be waiting like another several months. I'm so excited now. I'm so excited.
Wait, let's see what's going on here.
It has to be so good. It has so much potential, and I'm going to be so mad if this one doesn't end up good.
No, it'll be fine.
Oh,
I
I'm
mean,
sure it will be.
I think the thing about a book like this is that if Ramos isn't on it, it's very important on who's going to follow up, because
yeah,
it just doesn't always work, and it would be sad because I do like Ramos. I've liked him for a very long time. I
love this panel. It just looks so good.
I actually partied with him and his boys in San Diego one year with me and my boys. We partied. We were in his hotel room smoking cigarettes and drinking beers. There was an bathtub full of ice and beer, and we just chugged till like 4 or 5 in the morning and smoked cigarettes. It was crazy. Saw all their artwork, and this was back when Ramos did the Steel annual for one of their Elseworlds years. It was Steel in Civil War times. He was a slave. John Henry. He was a steel driving man.
Yeah, like from all the Old West myth, right?
No. Well, that's his name, but it's the dude who was one of the 4 Supermans after Superman died. There were 4 guys that came out and were like, "I'm Superman." One was a boy. One was Steel. One was Steel, or whatever they call him, Bionic Superman. I don't know what the hell I'm. Cyborg Superman. And the other one was the guy with the shades. And Return of the Superman. I loved it. It was great. So reviews. So Strange Academy, Scotty Young, Humberto Ramos. As long as they're on the book, I'm happy.
Yeah, like if we can continue to get the title with them, I think it'll be really great.
All right, here I'm gonna bring up an artist and say, if this guy was on the book for any length of time, then this would be okay. So let me show you. Yeah, I'll just bring up. I'll just share. I'll do like I do. I'll share. Gustavo Duarte. This is him right here.
Ooh.
He did oh yeah, look at all these.
Oh, you know what? I think I have that Think Bang Boom House of M cover.
Oh, you do?
I might.
Awesome. He did this Bizarro one that was so good. Here it is. And that was hilarious book too. Oh yeah.
This is like a much more like refined art type of shit, like Ren and Stimpy.
Oh yeah. Well, maybe not as disgusting.
Yeah, like I said, much more refined. It's actually good, but just like the proportions and the way things are, just like very bulbous, reminds me a lot of Ren and Stimpy.
Eldad says, "Hi, Yule. Your bro Mike sent me your way." Well, hello. He says hi. Well, I say hi. Tell Mike to come in here and say hi. I want to know. I should. I'm a horrible brother. I didn't say happy birthday to him, so I'm going to do it right now, belatedly. Happy birthday!
Wasn't it like a month ago?
No. Well, yeah, almost. No, 20 days, something like that. If I look, Jeffrey, and I mean, he probably called me, but I don't know how to work my phone, so it was no big deal.
Are you never in the shop together ever now, really?
Oh, no. Michael is the one in Portland. Oh, Jeffrey and me? Oh, yeah, we're on the shit. We have a couple days apart, but those are off days. I called him this morning and told him, I need you to do this. All right, let me bring up a banner so people can see other YouTube comic book related shows that I recommend. Discovery Bay Comics. He's helped us out a lot in getting views. And I highly recommend Comics by Perch and Cartoonist Cavehabe. I'm often on Thinking Critical. Oh, and I want to tell everybody, I was on Critical Blast this last Saturday, all with like fuzzy camera and everything. And we were, what happens is every other week we have, it's called the LCS guys. We started when this guy on Critical Blast, RJ Carter, no relation, he had all, it was during COVID, he had these comic store owners on the show, and we decided we'd meet up every other week. Fast forward to last week. And Bill Willingham, a creator of Fables and Elementals and other things that are out there, including the Drow Elf and TSR's. Like, he did the first art for the Drow Elf for TSR, for Dungeons and Dragons and the Fiend Folio. And I asked him about that. It was awesome. Nice. So I was very, very happy about Saturday. And Jill said it was a pretty good interview. So go check out Critical Blast if you want to hear about Bill Willingham tell the scoop on how Elementals is no longer his. It's got Rob Liefeld associations with this company that owns his Youngblood. And this guy that owns the Youngblood is nuts. I mean, he's like crazy. And trust me. Let's see. By the way, I don't know if I put this. Barbarian Kung Fu. And this is very important because anybody that knows Kung Fu and is barbarian, you got to pay attention to them. Yeah. Says they talked about it at C2E2. Oh, these panels and these big conventions. And said that it was important the Strange Academy book was going to be down the road. And if you hadn't got your copy yet, get off your ass and get it because it's only going to cost more money down the line. I'm assuming.
I got mine the day it came out.
I'm adding that in. Right. All right. So let's see what else. All right. Well, thank you for coming in. I hope you heard me shout that out. All right. So some reviews. I'm going to tell you, I'll share one more comic book with you, maybe. What do you think about that?
I like comics.
All right. I read, I got comics I could be sharing, but let's do this one. I'm going to do one that I think you're going to like. All right.
Oh, I was going to do that one for my blog too. I was going to review that one.
All right. This is no review. This is just sharing with everybody so we can just talk about it.
I haven't even read it yet. So yeah.
There's nothing to read. It's just great. Neil Gaiman is very famous in comic books, for those of you that don't know. He did this little book called The Sandman, where he took all this mythology and he wrapped it up in the DCU with Dream and Death and Destiny and this whole family of super beings that control our lives in every way. And he also, oh man, my favorite Sandman is probably Seasons of Mists, where where Lucifer takes the key to hell and he gives it to Sandman, and then he like cuts his wings off and goes and walks the earth. And Sandman, Dream, Morpheus, he is responsible for giving the key to who was going to get it late, because having the key to hell is a big deal, and what a great story. And there was this great interpretation. It was Neil Gaiman's interpretation of Thor and Odin and Loki. And Thor is this really big, buff, redheaded dude like he's supposed to be. And he has this really tiny hammer. And he's always wielding this really tiny hammer.
Wait, now when you say really tiny.
Very tiny.
Nice. Nice.
All right. Think about this. When you get your, they have those pink tool sets for girls when they go and live on their own, and you pull out the hammer. That's the hammer. No, it's not that bad. It's pretty bad. No, anyway, that was his interpretation in the Seasons of Mist. But recently, Neil Gaiman did a book on Norse mythology, and
it's so good.
Is it?
I've read it like 5 times.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is mostly just adaptations from that stuff.
Probably.
In comic book form. Anyway, this great artwork. P. Craig Russell tells the story of, how do you say that tree's name?
Yggdrasil.
Yggdrasil. Lovely. And the 9 worlds, which is that's where we are, Midder.
Are Midgard.
Midgard, yes, Midgard. And then Niflheim.
There's a lot. There's like Vanaheim, Alfheim, Asgard. There's 9 of them.
There's 9 of them.
Don't expect me to remember it off the top of my head.
I know, seriously, I can't even name 7 dwarfs. Give me a break.
Seriously.
The beautiful artwork by P. Craig Russell. P. Craig Russell is very well known for having done a lot of fantasy stuff in comic books. He also did Doctor Strange for some special issues. And he just is a wonderful illustrator and loves to draw dudes.
He does them well.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Now the second story. Right? So what's Mimir's head?
Mimir's head. Mimir is one of the 4 gods to Odin, and he is a giant. And what Mimir is a piece of what the world is then made into. So Mimir's head is like stuck in a well, and that's where Odin gets a bunch of his like knowledge and stuff. So you have to get pretty deep into mythology to really understand it, but basically all you have to know is it's a head with a bunch of knowledge. It's basically Odin's grandfather, and he knows everything.
And this is where Odin plucks out his eye to gain infinite knowledge or something like that?
Well, in the myths, what he does is he hangs himself from Yggdrasil for 9 days and then plucks his eye out as a sacrifice in order to get the runes. And the runes are the language that gives him the ability to know things. So it doesn't quite seem to be an actual interpretation of one of the myths, because I don't know what this dude is. Who's this dude?
Now this is Mike Mignola doing the artwork. He's famous for Hellboy and other things. Other things that I like. I like Hellboy fine, but I don't care. But there you go. This story is the last story, and it's drawn by Jerry Ordway. He's a very old school illustrator from 70s, 80s, 90s. I was
gonna say, this is almost like Charles Vess.
God, this is amazing.
Oh, good.
He's telling the story of Thor's wife, the beautiful Sif.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So Sif in Marvel Comics has like dark hair and is like a fighter and everything. Is this Sif the same, just different?
I wouldn't.
She seems more a lady.
Yeah, no, in the myths, she is considered a Valkyrie, but she's not actively a Valkyrie, because when you get married, you don't do that anymore. But what she does is she has her hair. It's the most beautiful hair, and it has like magical properties or some shit. And then Thor insults Loki, of course, because that's what they do. So Loki,
right? So she has no hair.
Yeah, no, and that's like uber big bad thing in Norse culture, because that's basically like calling yourself a whore, like shorn woman, shorn hair. So it's supposed to be like this thing, because Sif would sleep around with some of the other gods, including Loki, and Thor, he just doesn't really acknowledge that. So at one point in the myths, Loki is trying to point out that the other gods are not as high and mighty as they think, and he shorns her hair to be like, hey, no, you slept with me, you're not as perfect as you're trying to make it seem to the rest of the gods. Because let's be real, any god is gonna sleep around, like that's what they do. So
they sure do.
Yeah, especially the Greek ones.
Hey, look, I'm a snake. I like that gets chicks hot, man.
It's you know what? Based on my bad dragon toy.
Look at me. I'm a ram. I've come to talk to you. All right, let's see.
Hold
on.
Some really good characters in Alfie with some ram horns.
Hey, Peanut Gallery, type suggestions for comic characters for Gizmo to meet. Oh. So you're saying, I want to see Orion from the New Gods.
Ooh.
DC.
Nice.
Let's check in on my store. Oh, excellent. I liked it last time when we had the store. Oh, wait.
That might have been me.
It is because I'm listening to this. We don't want to do that. Oh my, don't do that either.
Jesus.
I hate those.
I know, right?
There is this speaking of that Critical Blast show I was on, he had a very sexy woman on who was sexily dressed, right? And so you see how you are in the picture, see how I am in the picture, and he had it like this most of the show. And it was like all really up close, and you didn't get like the full effect as if you were like,
Dr.
oh,
Strange.
wait.
At least, show. I thought, wear my Doctor Strange shirt for the Strange Academy.
I like it. That's
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh. Yeah. My art appreciation is limited to comics mostly.
Well, I married somebody who was majoring in art history, and I know a little bit.
All right, excellent. All right, so I did the Thor. We're done. We did the Getting It Together. And we did Strange Academy. So I have, one last one. Okay. Stop cam and share. All right, share. Boom. Shang-Chi, everybody.
Ooh.
I don't care about Shang-Chi at all. He was, I guess Marvel wanted to get the rights, like they were buying up properties in the 70s, and one that they wanted was Kung Fu, which was the David Carradine program.
Yeah.
And, pardon me?
Also Chuck Norris. Like there was 70s.
Oh, was he in there too?
Well, not in that specific one, but there was just a lot of Kung Fu stuff going on in the 70s.
Oh, yeah. I think they specifically wanted that one because of the TV show.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's not important. But they just said, well, we'll make it our own. And I can't remember who created it because, it's just a knockoff anyway. But a lot of people liked it, and it actually lasted for a while. It was called Master of Kung Fu, Shang-Chi. And it's being brought back for a 5-issue miniseries. And unlike yesterday, it's written by someone who is. Gene Yang, who's written American Born Chinese. He recently did New Superman. Wow, we didn't even... Yeah. That's great. We weren't even going to talk about that. And it's just coming around, baby.
Okay, yeah, no, I love him as an author. Like, I read American Born Chinese, and I have his new I haven't read it, but I have his New Superman.
Those are fun.
Yeah, I'm totally down to read this. Like, I will read anything he writes.
Well, this, I'm going to let you know right now, I thought was pretty good. It's definitely readable, and I thought the characterization was just enough for me to care about the character more than I've ever known to. And you get to start. Okay, let's see. You get this opening bit, and Philip Tan does the artwork, and it's talking about the different disciples of this order, I guess. And Fin Fang Foom, everybody.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And so it gets you caught up with what everything is happening. And then here's the real artist. And I think the art is probably the weakest part of the story.
Yeah, I'm not like, I don't hate it like I do something sometimes, but I'm not loving it.
Right. Well, suffice it to say that she's brother, I can't remember, brother Hammer, or no, Sister Hammer. That's her name. It's obviously Sister Hammer, and he's brother something. It doesn't matter. She actually kills him to take control of the organization, even though it looks like, if you can see here, the hand is the symbol that's lit up, even as she kills him. So she takes control, and then we go to San Francisco. Yay, everybody, San Francisco. And Shang-Chi is working in grandmother, or whatever her name's up, or whatever her name is. a store, and then the story unravels, and you get this really good characterization here with her. It felt very Jackie Chan. How's that?
Nice.
So
hey, there was that cartoon in like the early 2000s, the Jackie Chan Adventures. That show was great.
Oh, I like this though. He's got. She gives him her number, and then she's all, "I told you could come get his autograph, not so that you could date him." So it's nice little cuteness. I don't know. I thought it was an okay story.
I mean,
I can't share everything with you.
It looks like it's at least got some like good action and like some interesting stuff going on.
Oh, there actually is. Towards the end of the book, there the threat starts to make its presence known. But I like that. I thought it was good. If anybody is looking for a comic to buy that is Marvel, and Gene Yang, I mean, he's like basically a local boy. I mean, he's from the Bay Area. I think it's the Bay Area he's from.
I think so. He's good, and he did like that double series, Boxers and Saints. That American-born Chinese is a really good retelling of a traditional Chinese myth, so that one's really good. Everything that I've read by him is really good. Maybe not fantastic, but really good.
I think. Well, I don't know. I mean, the thing is that I've sold a ton of his stuff.
When I was at the bookstore, like I could not keep him shelved enough.
No, I mean, again, he's from the area, so people are already like inclined to care.
Oh yeah.
And you know, it just he tells a really good story so that, you know, anybody can like read it, but it is very specific. But it's in such a way that it doesn't, you know, it's not off-putting, you know. And I don't know. I had Chinese friends that were American born, you know, and that kind of story, you know, resonates for me too.
Well, you know, as somebody who is married to an American born first generation Chinese, like the whole reason why I read it was because of what it is. Like it didn't exactly seem like anything that I would particularly be able to identify with or care about. But no, you're right. The way he tells a story is just very engaging, and he's a good storyteller. And particularly, like for me, reading American-born Chinese, like maybe like 2/3 of the way through it, I was like, okay, where is this going? This is cute, but what's the development? And then he threw like a completely unexpected element into it that flipped the story completely. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh shit. No, this is a good book, because it's one of those, trying to not spoil it.
It's one of
the things that once you get to that flip in the book, everything that you read about up until that point is just like completely changed. So it gives a completely different reading to what you had already read when that was revealed. So it's a really good book. Just go read it. It's really fast. It's young adult, so it's very light reading. You're not going to sit there and be reading something like Hickman.
Superhero comics are supposed to be for kids, I thought. I did on Thinking Critical. Now here's me promoting another show again, but it's one I was on. Wes asked me to come on and talk about the Deadline article that Alan Moore gave.
I did not read that, but I saw it. Did you? What's going on with it?
All right. If you're interested, you go to Thinking Critical and you can see the video. But in a nutshell, basically he said, I don't watch these movies and I haven't seen one since Tim Burton's Batman, basically. And he has a belief on how the movies have, you know, I don't know, maybe like further infantilized comics in a way. We're supposed to grow up out of it. And he said the worst thing I ever did was help make comics, you know, accessible for older readers. kept us around longer. We're supposed to be kids getting rid of, the comic books and not caring in the future. That type of stuff. And he sounds like a kind of curmudgeon-y old man. And, part of it's because, he's been screwed over like crazy, I mean, yeah. And Rorschach comes out today, right there. And this cover alone is, got a lot of people upset.
Right.
I won't say any more about that right now. We already did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn that Tom King.
On it.
Damn that Tom King. But Tom King's the guy writing this. So it's funny enough because, it's, if you're on Alan Moore's side 100%, you're like, but I'm just the guy trying to make some money. Or actually provide things for people that want it. That's really all I want to do, ultimately.
Right.
I just want to read some comic books.
I just want to read and talk about it and, make sure other people have the stuff that they want so that we all get what we want.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's all I want to do. I just want to facilitate.
But we all know in the grand scheme of comic magicians, Grant Morrison, he's...
Whew, the thing is so how versed are you when it comes to like magic and stuff like that? Because I think that'd be a really cool show for us to talk about.
Let's just say well.
Well, okay. I mean, more than just like burning certain candles on certain days of the week and shit like that.
No, my mom, like she's Romani, so I grew up.
That's right.
Yeah, she taught me things.
That means they use incense too.
My husband used. Oh yeah, I'm like such an incense candle person. Like, I got right here behind me. I got my rune set.
Oh damn! Oh man,
I made these.
You did, really?
Yeah.
How do you make those?
I woodwork.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, those are wood. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Oh my! So what? You roll those and you tell like fortunes, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So like tarot cards. What do you do? Tarot cards also?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been reading. It's the school of divination, the art of reading things that are supposed to tell you about the future, and that's everything from reading tea leaves, which is passiography. There's oniomancy, reading eggs, runes, cards.
Eggs. What's the Yeah, I won't say it on there. What's the killing chickens one?
That's Santeria.
That's right, Santeria.
That's what you do.
Yeah. So I'm doing that show with ATN and our buddy Phil about Gardens of the Moon, the Steven Erikson book. And they have this thing called the Deck of Dragons. And they don't lay them out like tarot necessarily, but it can, build on the ground. It feels like they're trying to do a tarot type thing. The imagery will change on the card depending.
There are a lot of different kinds of cards.
I don't know where I was going with that. Oh yeah, we were just trying to figure out what, when they're talking about it, it's all screwy is all. And throwing those bones out there. What are you doing? Where are we going? It's freaking me out now all of a sudden.
There's lots of different kinds of cards.
All right. So where's your Deck of Dragons? It's magical, I don't know if the deck is really magical as much as the person doing it, but
it's both.
Have you ever seen the tarot deck that Vertigo did? Do you have that one?
I know what one you're talking about, but I do not have it.
They're actually longer cards also. I wonder if it's because Warner Brothers is like, we gotta differentiate ourselves from demon cards or something.
Well, there are a lot of different kinds of things.
Oh really? Oh my. Tarot. That was, I remember at Half Price Books, our tarot deck was all in a glass case.
Well, because people steal.
I don't remember ever selling them, really.
Oh, they'll sell. They'll just
sell.
It's one of those things that people who collect cards are very, very particular about whether or not a deck has the right art, whether or not it's something like a tarot deck, an oracle deck, a goddess deck. Like, I have a deck that is not cards, but cards that are representations of the runes. So there's a very, very niche market for the different varieties of things that you can do with that kind of stuff.
Do you know who Comic Book Girl 19 is?
I do not.
Really?
I don't think so.
She used to talk about comic books, and she was pretty cool. Then she just talked about movies and shit like that.
Oh, you mean so like me?
Yeah, but I'm forcing you back on the comic books. We're not going to let that go.
That's what I was gonna say. What should I do next week? Should I actually try to like review that Norse mythology? Should I get to some of the Star Wars? I have Star Wars title, the Vader, and Afra. So those are 3 different Star Wars I could do for next week too.
Yes, and the Star Wars definitely.
Okay, I'll do the main title. See,
because I can keep your friends here longer if we talk about Star Wars.
I know. Paul, where are you at? You haven't said anything about the show in forever. Come on. Matt, come on. Where is everybody? Nick, are you here? You say something every once in a while.
You guys are talking about all these Marvel books. Ugh.
No,
Marvel. Oh yeah, Ray likes Star Wars too. Star Wars, he says.
Yes.
Now, wait. Now, Star Wars is now after the first movie, or in between Empire and Return, right?
Yes.
So,
it's such.
Han is in Carbonite? No, not yet.
No, he is. He is. Yeah,
that's a good line of demarcation right there.
Actually, out trying to find him.
Yeah.
Well, I need to reread the. I need to reread the issues before I catch back up.
Oh man, it's going to be quite the haul.
You know, though, the way Star Wars is written, it's so like fast paced with the type of action it runs through. The issues are usually only like 22. Like, they're slightly short issues, so they read really quickly. It's not that much to.
Yeah, they do.
It's good though. Like, the way they do the action, like, it's one of those super pulpy page turners. So don't make it sound like it's like, oh, this wasn't good enough. Like, it's good. It's just fast because it's good. But I'm biased. You know, I loves me my Star Wars, so. I actually almost went for a Star Wars costume this year, but I did a poll on my OnlyFans, and the most votes was Hela. So, Hela.
I can't. Oh, really? So they got to choose, huh?
Oh yeah, I put out all kinds of polls for like, what do you want to see? It's like I wanted to actually do. I'm saw on Twitter this one chick. She was wearing something a little bit like Wanda's Wimple. And I was like, I want to do the pink leg suit, red bodysuit Wanda with the Wimple and the red cape for a costume. But then I kind of also wanted to do Sabine Wren from Star Wars Rebels, and then also Afra from Star Wars. But people wanted Hela, so, you know, I've been wanting to do that cosplay for years. So it's a good time to do it.
Right. I don't understand what's going on with Gizmo here.
Yeah, I keep looking at that, and I'm like, why is Alan Moore just awkwardly staring at me? And
also, I don't know, but maybe it's just me, but the resolution isn't so great.
Yeah, no, it's not great for me either.
I mean, but then again, I think there's like, I'm already always thinking everything's screwy. Damn.
It was a warmer day. Maybe the internet's just tired.
No, I've been having problems this last week. So
yeah,
review the Norse mythology also. Yeah, I will. Oh, well, you can always come back and see it, but I'll try and remember to make a link so that you know where to go to see it in the video after the fact.
It's super short. I'll do a review for that one and post it on my blog.
Oh, that's right. Get your page up so I can share that.
Yeah, let me see. Can I do it? Share screen.
Yeah. So Bruja is a media mogul right now.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna add this to the stream. Here we go.
Behold.
Behold my stuff. Wait. Where do I go to behold your stuff? Where is this? WordPress.
This
what?
is just a WordPress. So Shibaba Bruja at WordPress.com. Well, not at .wordpress.com. And I have basically pretty much everything I do or am interested in linked somewhere on here. Everything from like my Instagrams with like all my food or my movie reviews on Letterboxd, which I have a lot more on the Letterboxd, but I also do extend a lot of my movie reviews on here as well. So I'm only just now getting really that back into posting on here, but you got things like all of the little blogs and stuff that I really like. These are my things. And you can go to my reviews, and I got everything from my movie reviews to the comic ones, and I was going to start posting my book reviews there too. So basically anything that you might want to hear from me, I should have up on this website. So the only thing you need to know about me is shibalbabruja.wordpress.com, and I have links to everything on there.
Nice. Yeah. Good plug. I like that. We'll clip that and we'll make a little video of that. How's that sound?
If you know how to do videos, I'm still trying to figure it out.
I barely know, but I mean, I can figure that part out. Yeah. It's easy. I'll tell you my biggest secret.
What?
Google.
See, but there's.
I just Google what I need to know. It's the key is trying to figure out what I need to know and then phrasing the sentence properly.
Yeah, I know what you're doing. There's me.
There she is. Dude, what is that corset?
Yeah. Don't worry, there's nothing not work safe.
It's work safe.
Yeah.
It's just tattoos. Oh, almost.
Well,
YouTube will turn me off if you do too many crotch shots.
Okay, well, we'll stop there. But yeah, it's one of my new corsets. I like it. It's pretty.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you very much for sharing that with us. Now, get it the hell out of here.
How do I get out of this thing again? Oh, stop sharing.
No, it's fine. Everything's great.
How the frick do I get out of this? My God.
Let's go back to the store and hear us talking. Oh, wait, I'll mute us. There we are. It's very dark in there.
Oh, I can just close it. I see what's happening.
It's quite all right.
Am I back yet?
You're fine.
Okay. Wait, did you just see my stupid looking face this whole time?
I think so. I didn't think it was stupid, but it was pretty funny.
Because I was just like...
All right.
Like,
well, on that note,
like,
hold on a second. Here, let me do this. That's what the end of this is. That's right. And here, let me share. Since Shara is sharing stuff, let me share stuff.
Sheriff, he wants to see you.
I love that episode of X-Files. I'm gonna sign off. How you feel about that? I mean,
yeah, husband is brushing his teeth for.
Yeah, he's ready to go to bed.
So
this
I'm
is
sure
perfect.
You appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. You can check us out on the interwebs. Just follow Fantastic Comics. Like Twitter. Instagram, definitely Instagram, Facebook. You can contact us that way, and I definitely talk to you. And if you need anything, we can try and hook you up with something. We do orders, mail orders, stuff like that, just check us out on eBay. We're
Yeah.
going to be putting some really good stuff up, especially if you like some classic X-Men. I mean, like the first 10 or 20, and they're in great condition.
I was going to say, are those ones you're pressing? Or are you doing...
I will be working with them, but not every single one will be like slabbed.
Okay.
And yeah, I do. I say, oh, I can cut that video. I've got that video that I premiered on the show. I still haven't put it out, where we're talking about, grading and stuff like that. But check us out. If you haven't subscribed to our channel. Hit the bell for notifications so you can find out when we're going to have something up. That Thor video that I did with the calling in and hearing the phone call that Tony Stark, if you haven't checked that out, it has over 1,000 people that saw that stupid thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why do I not know what you're...
All right, well, you know what? That's the last thing I'll share then. Yeah. How's that? I will go to Fantastic Comics. That's my favorite channel. And I'm going to go here. And I'm going to turn me off. And here, we'll share this. Tell me if you can hear this when I play it. Let me just turn this up. All right, here we go. Hey everybody, Yule here at Fantastic Comics. We are open Tuesday through Saturday, 12 to 5. 1708A MLK Junior Way in Berkeley, California. Come on in, say hi. We let one person come on in with a mask. If you have another person with you, you've already contaminated me, so bring them in too, but not different parties, basically, is what it comes down to. And I am here because I read Thor #7, and in it, Thor sends his hammer, Mjolnir, that's me, down there, to Earth in Oklahoma, back in the JMS days. That was all fun and everything. And the hammer comes on down, and it has a phone number on it. So I am dialing that for you right now so we can all hear it.
Hi. Yes, this is Iron Man. However, due to some big blonde jerk, I no longer use this number. But hey, nice try anyway. For all things Tony Stark, please visit www.tonystarkironman.com and try and stay safe out there, yeah? I'm busy enough as it is.
There you go. Thank you very much, Tony Stark, and we'll see you in the... make sure you buy the new Iron Man that came out. See you later. All right, that was it.
That's great.
1,300 people saw that stupid thing. It's short, so it really helps, and it had Thor in it.
True. Oh yeah, that's another one that I can. I actually have more of the issues now too, so I can try to freaking catch up on that.
Dude, all right, so check out Ruben here, who's a former Half Price Books employee, by the way. Does unwrappings of baseball cards and other cards and that kind of stuff. And he had one of my customers on. You can go and check that out. You just check out all the videos, but try and figure out who my customer is. Don't say it. Don't say it, Ruben. Maybe you can make it a prize or something.
Yeah, right.
Oh, also, Ruben, I have some ET cards. If you want to get your hands on those, I can get them for you real cheap. Like, just take them. But don't tell my uncle or my cousin, who might still be here. So don't tell them. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to another episode. We really appreciate you coming by, and hit your local comic store if I'm not your local comic store. And, oh, that reminds me. I heard that a local store to us is closing up.
Who?
Stand Up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were mostly, I think, a Marvel and DC store. They sold video games, and Scuba Steve, who used to work at Comic Relief with me, also worked over there. And if anybody knows him, maybe tell him that. But yeah, so we've actually seen customers starting to like come on over, and it's sad. You know, nobody wants another store to close, but I'm sure they've been there a long time, and their hours were always very tight anyway. And I can't imagine, you know, necessarily wanting to keep doing it all the time in the best of situations. And it's not been the best of situations. So, yeah. But, so like, oh, by the way, I'll just throw this little, you know, out there. Yeah. But yeah, thanks. Like I said, support your local comic store. If you like comic books, buy a monthly comic book. And if you are willing and you see a comic stack like that and it hasn't changed after the third week, buy one of those.
Right. Any little bit helps. Don't
that just makes them. I gotta tell you, man, ordering incorrectly, more than like selling out, which sucks because you don't want to fully sell out so quickly that you're not, number one, making money, and number two, helping people out. But it's just like having so much, like not being able to read your customer base. Like, I feel like I know people. They buy the Spider-Man. Why won't they buy the Spider-Man? It's Spider-Man. All right.
Man.
I'm just saying. Anyway, good night, guys. Thank you.
All right.